Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my fellow YouTubers and Facebookians. I want to talk to you about action games and where action games are going in the future. Now, most action games are classified as action, like shooter actions, like that one with the Navy SEALs, SOCOM, or that's also classified as a third-person shooter action, or other military third persons like Tom Clancy's games.
Uncharted.
As my assistant said, Uncharted. But the point is where are they going? Well, these games are going strong still until either the mothers out there complain, "Oh, it's too gruesome for my child." They're going to be around. Mostly they're adult games anyways, so technically it really does work well. And so technically it works out in my opinion to say that when it comes to these genre, like the third-person shooter, mostly they're pretty good in my opinion. You go and you do different missions and objections, but it's not just about third-person shooters. No, action games is classified on other grounds. Yeah, you don't just have just shooters. I mean, look in the
Look at Skyrim and Oblivion, the crossovers.
Skyrim and Oblivion.
RPG adventure action.
Yes, well, we're gonna classify Skyrim as RPG in my opinion. But anyways, besides the point of the crossover, there's other things. I mean, look at for example, people say, "Oh, well, what about this or that?" Well, you classify some of these simulation games that are like simulation, like Command and Conquer. They could be considered action too, because you gotta see the tank go and blow this up or that blow up, and it's all about destruction in some of these games. And you got other things that people that say stuff like, well, what about this or what about that? And it's like, well, it depends. I mean, look at the action games and the few of some of them. Like, for example, you play one of my favorite games you play is Gradius or Life Force from the NES. They classify them as simulation action because you're flying in an airplane shooting the crap out of stuff that, And I remember there was a game back in the late 80s that I was playing with my family. And it was a game with airplanes and everything else. And let's just say the funny thing about that was you were flying around in a spaceship, and certain levels you had flying toasters and toast, and it was like the weirdest crap, flying toilets and everything else. I remember clear pizza plates and hamburgers, and we all just looked around and said, what gives, That was an action game. Even though it had some really funky things, that was for the Commodore 64, it still was considered as a action game. Nowadays, you can't find a true action game because it's, well, the genre is being classified as different things. Not just one thing, but many things. I mean, when you're thinking SOCOM, that's an action third-person shooter. Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon's a third-person action. Look at that one game that's kind of an action game. It's Action Espionage, Metal Gear Solid, or the other one that no one talks about anymore. I can't remember the name of that one. Splinter Cell. There he goes. You see, those are action games, stealth action, but still, they're there, And those games will be around a long while. Not the Gradius games. Those games are Contra is dead. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was an action-adventure game, crossover. What happened? It didn't sell that well. Sold in the 80s, early 90s, but now it's gone. So, the bottom line is if you want, there's going to be around a long time. Just depends on how the genre is put. Now, if they classify third-person shooters and little Timmy's mom finds out little Timmy's playing a action game and she has a fit, well, not our problem. So, problem is the action games are going to be going very, very strong. So please add and subscribe if you like. Please post comments if you like, and please add me as a friend if you like. Thank you.